Hi friends and new friends, Kimchi Chris here, and welcome to today's episode of Anime Was a Mistake, where we are going to review the anime series Keep Your Hands Off Eizouken. Now, if you've been with the channel for a little bit, you might remember we did a first episode, first impressions video on this series, and honestly, I'm gonna echo a lot of the same stuff today, because I predicted this was gonna be the best anime of the 2020 winter anime season. Well, I was right, and I predicted it might be the best anime series of the entire year. Now, that is yet to be seen, but I think that it has a strong chance of still being the best anime of the year. And even in a fandom like anime that moves at such a breakneck speed that people forget about stuff by the end of the year that happened at the beginning of the year, I think the show is going to resonate with a lot of people and kind of stick in their mind for quite a while, because the old timers are going to love it because it has a lot of references to old shows and things like that in it. The newcomers are going to love it because it's cool, it's hip, it's new, it reaches back to the past without treading too much on the past. It definitely has its foot going into the future here, but overall I think it's great for every type of anime fan. And if you've never heard of this anime and you just clicked on this video, I'm going to give you a good little breakdown here about what's, good about this. I'm not going to just continue to say it's good, go watch it, without giving you some reasons. And I'm going to kind of break this down the same way I broke it down in the first episode, first impression style video. We're going to concentrate on the story, the animation, and the sound, because those are things that I think are very important in anime and really, make for a good anime or a bad anime. And let's just start with the first one there. Let's start with the story here. So the story is simple. Don't get me wrong. It's very simple, but it's also very effective. Basically, there's three girls. They're all going to high school because it's anime. Everyone's always going to high school. They never get out of high school, apparently. But nonetheless, they are going to high school, and they come from basically different backgrounds, be it, economically or just culturally, but they all come together because they are fans of anime. And we've all been there where you see the guy with like a million tattoos talking to the weird little nerd at an anime con. Anime brings people together, and that's kind of one of the premises of this show. So these girls come together and they become friends, and they couldn't be more different, but they love the fandom, and all of them want to create the fandom as well. That's one of the big parts of this show, is that they are creating anime in this show, which is always a great spot to start for anime. I love shows about creating anime. It's great. I love anime about creating anime. And out of the three, they of course all have very different personalities, and they all kind of assume their own roles in this tiny little anime company that they are creating. And you quickly start to see the level of production that would even go into like a little fan film as far as animation goes, be it anime or American animation. And that's one thing that the show does really good, and I think really shows the detail on, is this everything that goes into anime, because it doesn't just show the girls creating a show and going about their way. It also shows the promotion process, the marketing, the business side of things, working with other people to get things like sound effects, deadlines, all kinds of stuff. It's basically a giant corporation summed up into these three little high school girls. And it really shows how much work goes into this fandom that we all know and love, that we take for granted. We kind of pay our little subscription fee to Crunchyroll, and we don't realize necessarily everything that's going on behind the scenes, but this show really does illustrate what's going on behind the scenes so well. And not only does it show the struggle of creating this fandom, but it also shows the passion that's behind a lot of these creators, because obviously we're to a point with this culture where a lot of otaku are creating shows for otaku. Now, some people have said that's the reason anime is going downhill, because it's getting very incestual and otaku cannot create content for other otaku. But I think that this series kind of focuses on a different side of that spectrum and kind of shows that if you have passion and ability and you really work hard, you can create something out of your fandom and out of your passion. I mean, look at this illustrious YouTube channel that I have created and you are consuming right now. Obviously something good can come out of this fandom. And that about does it for the story, because I don't want to give any spoilers or let you know too much about it, but if that sounds like something of interest to you, you definitely should check this show out. It takes the otaku no video formula and kind of just like amplifies it over a TV series. And I will say, without giving away the ending, that it has a very satisfying conclusion, but it also leaves it open for a sequel, which I gotta be honest, I hope there's a sequel. I really hope there's a second season or an OVA or a movie or something, because this show has legs to go for a while and I would love to consume more of it. So moving on to number two, the animation. And oh boy, the animation is great. It's beautiful. It is a sight to behold. There's basically two styles of animation on this show as well, which just makes it even more of a treat. You have the basic daily life animation of the girls, in their daily lives, working on the show, going to school, having fun, doing all kinds of stuff, and it is a sight to behold. There's definitely a kind of funky vibe to all of this. It's not all like specifically proportioned correctly at all times, but I think that really adds to the charm, because it seems like a show that was created by people that are fans of the medium, kind of, tying it full circle to the premise of the show. And then the second part of the animation is when the girls go into their own worlds that they're creating, and they kind of see it from a different perspective. It's a different looking style, and it's really hard to describe it, but it's also beautiful as well. I mean, seeing them kind of go into these fantastic worlds that they're creating and experience them all firsthand, be it through their minds or through something they're actually watching that they've created. It's a cool concept. It's a really cool concept, and we've all been there. I mean, anyone that's drawn a picture, you know, wrote some music, made YouTube videos, worked on video game stuff, made a website, anything you've created, you've kind of been in a different headspace when you are creating it, and you're kind of fantasizing about what it looks like or what you hope it will achieve. And this really just personifies it essentially by throwing the girls into the animation, and it's cool. It's a sight to behold for sure. And honestly, there's not much else to say about the animation because it is so wonderful. So moving on to number 3, the sound. And the sound is kind of similar to the animation. There's not a huge amount to say because it's good. The voice acting is good, background music is good, opening song, it's a bop, it's great. So everything about the sound is wonderful. It really adds to the atmosphere. You can really feel the emotion of these characters through their voice actors and whatnot. So I think the sound is just great, and I don't know, moving on to the rest of the review. So I'm sure you can tell I love this series. I think it's wonderful. I think it's amazing. I think it's the type of anime you could even show to someone that doesn't necessarily know anything or care anything about anime, and they might actually get into it, especially if they are somewhat interested in the creation side of, well, anything. So if you're looking for a show about creating things or about being passionate or going after your dreams, this is a good show for you. And on the other hand, if you're just looking for a show to watch and look at all the pretty animation and not worry about all the passion and things going on in the background, it's still a wonderful show for you. I think every anime fan should watch this, and that's about all I really have to say about that. But what did you guys think about this show? Did you check it out? Let me know that in the comments below. Are you gonna check it out thanks to this review? Let me know that in the comments below as well. And if you are new to the channel, make sure to hit the subscribe button so you get future videos, hit the little ding ding bell so that you actually get the updates about them. Give this thing a thumbs up. Again, my name is Kimchi Chris. This was Anime Was a Mistake, and we'll see you guys on the next video. Bye!